Neste vídeo, eu vou trazer para você todas as perguntas da seção 9 do documento N400. Essa seção trata de inúmeras perguntas sobre o seu histórico de conduta e elas começam basicamente todas com Have you ever? Você alguma vez? O propósito agora é eu trazer todas as perguntas em inglês para você se acostumar, escutar, compreender e perceber a pergunta, ok? Se você precisa do sentido delas, você pode abrir o documento que está em português traduzido e acompanha cada uma delas primeiro em inglês, lendo uma por uma. Quando você já tiver feito isso suficiente, aí você vai começar a assistir sem acompanhar a leitura para você ir treinando o seu ouvido com cada uma dessas perguntas. Vamos lá, então? Essa está na parte 9 das perguntas. Logo na introdução, a gente vê ali a explicação sobre essas perguntas a seguir. Quando a questão incluir a palavra ever, ever quer dizer em inglês alguma vez. Você alguma vez na vida fez tal coisa? Você deve providenciar informação sobre qualquer das suas ações ou condutas relacionadas que ocorreram em qualquer parte do mundo, em qualquer momento, a não ser que a questão fale especificamente de um lugar ou de um momento. Se você responder sim a qualquer das questões no item 1.14, na parte 9, você precisa colocar a explicação ou informação adicional que seja necessária no espaço que está provido no formulário N400. Vamos começar então. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? Have you ever registered to vote or voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? If you lawfully voted only in a local election where aliens are eligible to vote, you may answer no. Do you currently owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes in the United States? Since you became a lawful permanent resident, have you called yourself a non-resident alien on a federal, state, or local tax return, or decided not to file a tax return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any communist or totalitarian party anywhere in the world? Have you ever advocated, supported, and promoted any of the following, or been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any group anywhere in the world that advocated any of the following? Uma pausa aqui. Veja que ele não fez a pergunta ainda. Isso aqui não é uma pergunta, é uma afirmação, uma declaração, que aí você vai responder depois que for citado os itens abaixo, que seria o 5B, certo? Então, você não responde assim que o agente dessa introdução. Essa é só a introdução. Primeiro, tem que ouvir todos os pontos associados com essa pergunta. Então, continuando aqui, depois que ele falar any of the following, nós prosseguimos. Opposition to all organized government, world communism, the establishment in the United States of a totalitarian dictatorship, the overthrow by force or violence or other unconstitutional means of the government of the United States or all forms of law, the unlawful assaulting or killing of any officer or officers of the government of the United States or of any other organized government because of their official character, the unlawful damage, injury, or destruction of property, or sabotage. Veja que quando fala sabotage, aí que é o final da pergunta, tá? Então, essa deixa aí, or sabotage, aí é que terminou a pergunta 5B. Continuando. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with, or have you ever provided money or thing of value, services or labor, or any other assistance or support to a group that... Olha só, de novo, não terminei com pergunta. Isso aqui é uma declaração para você se preparar. Agora, no 6.A, é que vem a pergunta. Used a weapon or explosive with intent or to harm another person or cause damage to property. Engaged, participated in kidnapping, assassination, or hijacking or sabotage of an airplane, ship, vehicle, or any other mode of transportation. Threatened, attempted, tried, conspired, planned with others, prepared, planned, advocated for, or incited, encouraged others to commit any of the acts listed in item 6A or 6B. Next question. Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in any of the following? De novo, ó, se terminou com any of the following, quer dizer que não é uma pergunta. Está falando se você já participou em qualquer dos pontos a seguir. Agora vai começar os pontos da pergunta. Torture, genocide, killing or trying to kill any person, intentionally and severely injuring or trying to injure any person, any kind of sexual contact or activity with any person who did not consent, did not agree, or was unable to consent, could not agree, or was being forced or threatened by you or by someone else, not letting someone practice his or her religion, causing harm or suffering to any person because of his or her race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion. Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, helped, or participated in any military or police unit? Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, helped, or participated in any armed group, a group that carries weapons? For example, paramilitary unit, a group of people who act like a military group but are not part of the official military, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, or guerrilla group. Number 9, have you ever worked, volunteered, or otherwise served in a place where people were detained, forced to stay? For example, a prison, jail, prison camp, a camp where prisoners of war or political prisoners are kept, detention facility or labor camp, or have you ever directed or participated in any other activity that involved detaining people? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Have you ever sold, provided, or transported weapons or assisted any person in selling, provided, or transporting weapons which you knew or believed would be used against another person? Have you ever received any weapons training, paramilitary training, or other military type training? Have you ever recruited, asked, enlisted, signed up, conscripted, required to join, or used any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help any armed group, or attempted or worked with others to do so? Have you ever used any person under 15 years of age to take part in hostilities, or attempted or worked with others to do so? This could include participating in combat or providing services related to combat, such as serving as a messenger or transporting supplies. Number 15, have you ever committed, agreed to commit, asked someone else to commit, helped commit, or tried to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained? Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained, or confined by any law enforcement officer, military official in the US or elsewhere, or immigration official for any reason or been charged with a crime or immigration official for any reason or been charged with a crime or offense? If you received a suspended sentence, were you placed if you if you received a suspended sentence, were placed on probation or were paroled, have you completed your suspended sentence, probation or parole? Number 17, have you ever engaged in prostitution, attempted to procure or import prostitutes or persons for the purpose of prostitution, or received any proceeds or money from prostitution? Manufactured, cultivated, produced, distributed, dispensed, sold or smuggled, trafficked any controlled substances, illegal drugs, narcotics, or drug paraphernalia in violation of any law or regulation of a U.S. state, the United States, or a foreign country, been married to more than one person at the time, married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit, helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally, gambled illegally, or received income from illegal gambling, failed to support your dependents, pay child support, or to pay alimony, court ordered financial support after divorce or separation, made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Number number 20. Number 20. Have you ever been placed in removal, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Have you ever been removed or deported from the United States? Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? Do not select yes if you were a lawful non immigrant for all of that time period. Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted into the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever been court-martialed or have you received a discharge characterized as other than honorable, bad conduct, or dishonorable while in the U.S. Armed Forces? Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Armed Forces because you were an alien? Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces? E por último, agora, as perguntas. E por último, agora, as perguntas relacionadas ao Oath of Allegiance, que é o juramento de aliança aos Estados Unidos e a bandeira. Number 31, número 31. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Are you unable to take the oath of allegiance because of physical or developmental disability or mental impairment? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms, carry weapons on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services, do something that does not include fighting in a war in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction, do non-military work that the U.S. government says is important for the country? Bem, essas perguntas, então, mais monstruosas do formulário N400. O não quer dizer que o agente vá perguntar cada uma dessas perguntas e vá falar exatamente as palavras que estão no formulário, mas é bom treinar os ouvidos, notar quais são as palavras-chave de cada pergunta para te ajudar a te dar um sentido se de repente você não entender a pergunta inteira quando a gente falar. Se você conseguir captar as palavras principais, você vai conseguir se sair bem e vai conseguir entender aonde que o agente está nessa lista de perguntas para você poder se direcionar. Então, estude bem essas perguntas, estude depois sem ler, só escutando e boa sorte!